Gonna have to increase the screen. Just there we go. You know what? I guess that could work.
Yeah.
There we go. We get a bit of our chat function. All right, and we have a recording. We're doing this old school. All right. Oh. Hello and welcome to the Zooming Hoosk podcast, and I'm your host, Dustin Husky.
I'm Korean Sourpuss.
And that was my mouse cursor because, oh, wait a minute. No, you can't see this because we're also recording it off another third-party recorder because we decided to at least record this LiveCast episode with another recording device. So on the live stream, you don't see anything going on. On my recording, you're going to see a mouse cursor all over the place in case YouTube decides to ban me. I have a chance to put up my past episodes online, plus the live streams, which since we started doing live streams, we stopped recording this way. So we need to find another way to just upload from YouTube onto my computer. So that means we have all of our episodes on hand for archival study. Or just being nerds. There we go. All right. I
have
am
the power of God and anime on my side.
Oh, and that's part of the
Recording.
That's part of the recording. Yeah, that's part of the recording. Look at that. Look at that. You know what? I'm just gonna quickly do that and then go back on here. Okay. So yeah, so this is the 64th episode of the Zooming Hoosk podcast. In 2 days becomes a one whole year since we started doing this project.
Wow.
I have never done anything this long and kept up with it. There has been a few weeks and I think a whole month that we didn't do anything. But beyond that...
That was probably around the time you were starting your job too, wasn't it?
Yeah. And also working nearly, again, those 12-hour days.
Yeah, brutal.
Which I'm doing anyway now, but now I'm just saying, you know what, fuck it. If I'm going to suffer, I may as well have fun doing it at the same time. So there we go. But in 2 days, this is August 2nd of 2021. This is our 64th episode, and trying to convince the Wolfcat that we can probably do a 1-year anniversary podcast, LiveCast, for episode 65 to celebrate one whole year and kind of go from there. But otherwise, let's kick this episode off and let us talk about our favorite things. Boba tea. You know what? I am so glad that there has been a boba shop that had opened up nearby.
Yep.
I don't know how long it's been there, but you know what? I'm glad they survived the past year.
I found it.
You did, I think. I think you mentioned, oh, what's that? Bamboo, and then you found out it was a bubble tea shop, which I'm so glad. And you know what? They make fantastic stuff, too.
Mm-hmm. It's so close.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go into a mall for it.
I don't have to be in Madison to get it. Because it's either Bayshore Mall, which is north of Milwaukee. Not North Milwaukee, just north in the county. Or the only place that I know that has boba, that sells boba in vast variety and flavors, is Madison. Which, oh, great. If you're in Madison and you're nearby, cool. Yeah, you pick up a boba.
If they're not out of stuff.
If they're not out of stuff, which their coffee's the first thing to go, which I've always wanted. Is
that
anything
place
coffee.
Is always packed.
They have good stuff, but it is always packed.
Always packed.
Anything involving coffee and milk is usually the first thing to go.
Mm-hmm.
By around 4 o'clock, that's already off, just kind of off the option list.
Right.
Then anything else is still, you can still get.
And I mean, the place that we went to today, they did run out of the lychee.
Right, which actually is unusual.
That's the Philippine coffee, or is that?
I'm not sure.
What's the?
All I know is that normally in Madison, the coffee's the first thing to go. Oddly enough, lychee is the first thing to go around in Milwaukee. So it seems the coffee's not the thing to go for, and I may be the only one buying it, which is fine because I like their coffee with boba.
Their coffee's good. The black tea and milk that you got today.
I tried something new today. I got black tea with milk. They have just ordinary black tea and then black tea with milk. Guy said, "Would you like milk with that?" It's like, is it good? And like, I think so. Well, then I'll get it on based on your recommendation. And you know what? It's pretty good actually. Then I got coffee jelly. It tastes like coffee, so I'm pretty happy with that. There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
Good stuff.
I can't complain now that there's a bubble tea shop not far from us.
Yep.
I think that's kind of cool. So, in that case, before we get into another subject, let's talk about one thing. Junk mail. Reaction is real because if the cat does that, you know it sucks. We all get junk mail. We all hate it. And you know what? We don't know where it even comes from. It just appears out of nowhere. Point being made. There is a junk mail for my brother. He bought his Honda Civic from Gateway Motors, which they have a lot of good selection. Which is actually kind of cool. They give cars a second chance. They buy not junk cars, but they buy lightly crashed cars that they can structurally save, rebuild, re-weld, replace, repaint, and reinspect. And often enough, they say it is actually safer to buy a damaged repairable in the state of Wisconsin than it is to buy a factory-built car. Because you know why? Every single nut and bolt on a salvage car that gets re-inspected has to be inspected, every single nut and bolt. Or else, if a car was never crashed, they're not going to take a look at it one bit. An inspected salvage car, they will actually confirm that it is a safe car to drive.
Yep. And
you get your car for a lot more cheaper. I almost came close to be buying a damaged repairable, but I was afraid that my car insurance company would actually
increase your rate.
Increase my rate or won't cover me. I was afraid for that. So I never bought a damaged repairable car. I wanted to because I could buy such a newer car for so little money, but I was afraid for that. Well, my brother bought 2014 Honda Civic with less than 20,000 miles for less than $8,000. Cash. He paid cash. He saved many, many summers worth to replace his jalopy with a nice car that had some light accident damage that was professionally redone. The car is perfect. There is nothing wrong with it. It'd been in a small accident, one owner car, had a fender bender, literally a fender bender, replaced the fender, replaced the bumper, and then there we go. Good car. He had gotten a junk mail from Honda Wild out of, I think, Brookfield, Wisconsin. He didn't even buy the car from there. And you know what? He's never bought a car beyond his Pontiac Grand Prix from family. And he is actually getting Honda dealership coupons for service and possibly a trade-in for his car for a new blah, 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 blah. Where did they get that information from? You know what? From as small of a dealership that is Gateway, which is really a small postage stamp of a dealer lot.
Yep.
They pack their cars full. It is a small lot where there's no way for them to move a car. They have to move half the lot to get to the car you want. But that means that they're efficient with their space. But even a small dealership like that sells your information to bigger fish To which then they say, hey, do you want to extend your car's warranty? Who the hell, bitch? I didn't even buy my car from you. And now you're like more confused. Wait a minute. How'd they get my information? I never bought this car from this person. Oh, they sell your information.
It's funny you bring that up too. The phone calls everybody gets.
Yeah.
The warranty phone call.
And what do you like to do?
Your car's warranty is about to... I tell them I'm homeless. I don't have a car.
I own a bicycle.
Oh, well, usually they'll either say, well, we're sorry, we'll remove you from a list. Or they'll say, well, does anyone else live in the... I just told you I'm homeless.
I would say that I actually live downtown in the city, and I live with a bunch of people with no cars because you can't, which might go into a story that will further waste their time or your own. Me, frankly, I just hang up on them. I just don't have enough time to play around with people. You, on the other hand, love to play with people.
I do.
Because you are a cat, and that just makes sense.
It's like swatting a mouse.
Without actually wanting to kill it,
It's
but
like
you're actually...
swatting it around. That's what I want to do with them. Just like move it over here, move it over there, move it back over this way again, and then back over this way again.
Yeah, and just kind of do the cat like flail sort of like thing that cats tend to do when they want to like paw at stuff. They just like almost like slapping an ass.
Yeah. Or slapping a sock in the dryer washer.
Or that too.
Sink,
oh,
the washer sink.
That's a very glorious thing.
That's one of your favorite pastimes.
Oh my god! It's just
newer favorite pastime.
It's becoming a favorite pastime. Like I watch baseball, and I get into baseball pretty good. So junk mail. It gets annoying. Like I can say I dropped out of college, but I have a degree. But I don't have a bachelor's degree, but I still have a degree anyway. From time to time, I get relevant stuff from UWM saying, oh, hey, you want to go back to school? Oh, hey, college tuition grants or blah, 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 blah. Or credit card companies saying, hey, we know that you were a college student. So we want to give you a good deal on credit so that we can give you blah, 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 blah money that you're going to have to pay out the ass, blah, 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 many years at blah, 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 blah. Interest rate. There we go. Yep. So some of this stuff makes sense. And then today I got junk mail for a senior home.
Well, congrats.
I look old. And apparently yesterday someone told me, or someone asked me my age. And I said, oh, I'm 27. I'm turning 28.
One of your passengers?
Not from work, actually from my cousin's daughter's birthday party. And there was a friend of their family, not our family, but their family, my cousin's friend of their family, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Asked who the hell I was because the guy knew my mom from many years ago in the 90s. Apparently...
a friend of the family.
So it's actually a friend of my cousin's parents' family.
Okay. So a friend of the family.
So really my uncle's friend. It's actually an uncle's friend. So I just have to make that clear.
Friend of the family.
Right.
To keep it simple.
Right. Except it's never really our friend. It's normally uncle's friend. So he then asks us, hey, he's talking to my mom and so, and then who is this? Like, oh, this is actually my son. Like, oh, because the only time he ever saw me was back in 1998. He had not seen me in roughly over 23 years or so. Did not even knew my brother existed.
So you were probably 5 or 6 when you met you.
And never met my brother because he didn't exist then, and including my cousin Steven, who is 15, 16 right now. Non-existent, yeah. So he was questioning both me, my brother, and Steven on who the hell we were at a birthday party. And he's like, wait, you're going to be 28 next month? You don't look a day over 22.
You don't.
Do I look that young?
You look like you're still in college.
I am forever young, Hoosk.
Relish that because...
Then I'm going to look ugly. Like, I'm going to turn like 35 or like 40, and then watch like ugly fugly Hoosk. And then just, gray muzzle, and then, I got like my flab, and you look good.
Gray mouse.
Aw, but it looks good on you.
I'm a gray poos.
You are a graying poos.
Gray.
So with retirement home junk mails, like, hey, you want to move into Brookside?
Yes.
Living Oaks. Oh, look at what we can give you at $6,000 a month.
We'll bathe you and feed you. Sounds like a pretty good deal.
If they're going to bathe me, I want them to also jack me off. At that point in life, if they're going to say, hey, yeah, you need to belong in a nursing home, you know what? I'm going to say, you know what? I'm perfectly healthy, but I refuse to jerk myself off. You're going to have to do that for me.
I have a bad wrist. I need help.
I got an arthritic wrist. Oh, it hurts when I jack off my penis. Or say you have an arthritic penis, but at that point, they won't even want to touch you. But yeah, but with like junk mail, you get stacks.
Mother Poos.
Your Mother Poos is a perfect example, except
God.
Bless her heart. She wants to help out, but she gets all of these mails from, please save the forest.
Save the whales.
Save the whales. Save
everything.
Yeah. And luckily, you're the one that actually is the recipient for a lot of this mail.
Like most of it. Mom doesn't get any of it.
I'm sure some of it does get through, but you get a majority of it. And it's cool that we get as much mail in, because there was a long time where we never got anything for weeks.
Yeah.
Now it's like every day there's always something in the mail, which is mind-boggling. You want to save the trees? Why the hell are you sending me junk mail? It makes no sense. Yes, I want you to write on a paper check $5 a month so that you can save a nice sapling, while also printing it on pieces of paper from said sapling. It makes no sense. It just does. Hey, do you want to save an owl? I'm going to wipe my ass with a spotted owl. Save a spotted owl.
Don't wipe
from
your
my ass.
Don't wipe your ass with it.
It'll be adorable. It's like, oh no, please, no. Don't do it again. Oh.
I have enough spots. I don't need brown spots. No brown spots, please.
Oh my God. So with like junk mail, it gets really annoying. You actually use that junk mail to clean the bathroom mirror, your car's windshield, and other glass materials.
Yep. So thanks for that cleaning material.
So you actually use it for good.
They actually save me money. I don't have to buy paper towels or any kind of towels.
Actually, okay. So maybe in this, in this case, the junk mail is actually doing something good for you.
I'm turning it into beneficial.
You're using it to wipe dirty things. Yeah. Yep. So there we go. Junk mail. And if a company is going to make money off you, they will. And remember when I said, it's like, shit, I may as well sell myself. If you're going to make money off me, you know what? I want to make money too on this.
Oh, yeah.
And they will not want to do that because, no, and you don't get any money because we need the money because, capitalist. There's a reason why when you buy a car, as soon as you buy your car, you pay it off, or, well, most people lease a car anyway, so you're kind of fucked. But if you actually own the car you drive, and that little plastic guard piece around your license plate that says, oh, yeah, buy it McGrath Chevrolet, or Brookside Metro Geo, or Frazier, Subaru, Oldsmobile, Jeep, AMC, Renault, and Daihatsu dealerships in Maguanago. I don't know. Just take that bitch off, throw it in the garbage. You do not need to display where you bought your car, because you know why? They're not paying you for advertisement on the back end of your car. You know the little vinyl thing they put on your car's trunk lid or tailgate? Take take a hair dryer and a razor blade. Be very careful with the paint. But if you only put the hair dryer on the little vinyl sticker and you watch it slightly lift off the, adhesive backing, you take the razor blade just gently, just to pry up a little bit without digging into the paint. You can remove it, and you could use, I forget what you can use that's safer paint to remove the stickiness, and then you have a nice clean surface. Because, it's the mother poos calling.
I'll call
I refuse to have someone make money off me to be a walking or rolling billboard. We're already living in late stage capitalism now. I certainly do not want, yes, I drive a Kia Forte. Cool. All right. I am displaying that I am driving their cars, which is fine because I like their cars. But do I want to display where I bought my car from? Not really, because I'm not getting paid for it, and they don't need my money.
Doesn't matter. They're still using you as a driving advertisement.
Well, through the car manufacturer itself, yes, and that I don't mind unless you debadge your car fully. Then you're making a statement. But I don't know. What's your thoughts about junk mail? Because it is kind of fantastically amazing how much money they're going to spend to annoy you with mail in envelopes, wasting paper and postage like I've never seen before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my biggest issue is, for me, the personal experience that I have with it, most of what I get is nonprofit organizations looking for handouts, looking for money.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's definitely a personal thing.
Taking it advantaged over confused and older people that may not know any better, don't know the world beyond their own homes.
Yep.
Because a lot of them do not use the internet.
Yep.
My grandparents are pretty advanced.
Thank God. You're lucky.
My grandma's heavy into email, but she likes reading online news sources. My grandfather likes looking at the weather, news sources.
That's dangerous.
Well, that is dangerous, but at least they know how to use the internet. At least they know what is going on out there, but they're not spring chickens. They actually will know that, oh yeah, junk mail's a bitch. Don't bother putting your name in anything.
Yeah.
So they're smart about that, but there's some people that will not use the internet at all, but they don't know any better. They think, oh, look at that. Oh, we can donate money for this, even though without knowing where it's actually going.
Yeah. I mean, the unfortunate thing is you've got the bleeding hearts that want to
Save everything. And I understand because it seems like a good, noble thing to do.
People like my mom who would like to go out and protest different things and make a difference. And these organizations, they prey upon people like that.
Mm-hmm.
People that have the physical limitations and not able to, go out and have their voice heard. So they think this is the next best thing. The unfortunate thing is you don't know where the money is actually going. Well, I have my ideas of it. I don't think that it goes to any of the people that it says it's going to. I just think it's going into the pockets of the people that have started this organization to begin with. Am I being negative? For damn sure I am. I mean,
yeah.
I am. But
it pissed me off too.
I just don't trust. I don't trust any of these nonprofit organizations. I think they're liars. I think they're scam artists.
I think really the only good nonprofit organization out there is a FurCon.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones actually doing good. That it's not going towards themselves. They're actually helping organizations and charities that could use their help. I think really a FurCon nonprofit organization is maybe about the closest thing to a try and true pure
charity.
A pure movement to put your full heart behind.
Right, because number one, you've got proof positive right there. The organization that is being supported or that is being helped
is actually giving a physical check at the end of the con.
Right. Yeah. They're there. Half the time, some of the animals that they bring with are actually being adopted at the con.
Often enough, sometimes they, like at some cons, they get adopted each day. They come back with new animals each day.
Yeah.
Some other more needy pets.
Yeah.
Or some other older pets that may not have a chance to get adopted,
Yep.
they get adopted.
Yeah. So it's a fantastic cause. It's one that I can get behind because you see the proof right there. There's no question in my heart
where this money is going.
Where the money is going, beyond paying for the venue itself.
And you know what it means to the people the money is being given to?
Right.
By the amount of tears that they make.
Oh yeah.
They become a sobbing mess because it was more money than they were ever.
It's not acting. It's not fake.
And when you see the big old tall-headed ferret cry as well, and then hugging the charity themselves, you realize that this is a genuine feel. This is a genuine moment.
For sure.
That for once, a nonprofit organization has a soul and a heart, and it's actually doing so much good for not just the people that need it to help their cause, but to the little animals, the critters that can't help themselves. They will find a good home knowing that they will be saved.
So I guess I can say that they're not all bad, but
most of them are bad.
The ones that I get in the mail, keep this person out of office, get that person in office. Those I can't because I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about it because politics and me.
Okay, you know what? I have an idea. I am getting into the business of, getting into the junk mail business of non-for-profit organizations. I don't know how I did it. I am in it now. So, you know how I am going, like what I'm going to do? I'm only going to do this within my own town. Because you know what? I'm not going to go far-reaching, but I'm going to be known as that one guy. Every week, I'm going to send something out in the mail to every single living soul and some dead people, because they know that they're going to send mail to dead people, except
my dad gets mail.
I am going to go the route of the onion. I am going to make up stuff that is literally going to say, keep out the Thompsons out of Congress seats. It's going to be the South Park, the Thompsons with the butt cheeks for faces. I am going to make sure that people get a laugh out of it, because you know what? Some people will read the junk mail to see how much bullshit there is.
Yep.
Like you and I. We actually read junk mail, which wastes our time, but sometimes we can actually criticize it because it gets funny. I would certainly do something like that. Because you know what? I want to devalue junk mail even more than it already is. So.
Napkins here.
Did Cat do a spill?
I did a spill. Just a slight dribble.
Cat.
What do you do? Shouldn't just need a couple.
You know what? I'm giving you all because you know what?
Well, that's not for me. That's yours. That's
I know.
Your side.
I may as well just do it too. So.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we talk about junk mail,
let's move on.
Let's actually, because it's frustrating.
Angry and it'll just be a stream of hissing. It'll just be the hiss stream.
The hiss stream.
Hiss stream.
Why don't you talk about what happened at Wally World today?
What did happen at Wally World today?
With what's going on?
Oh, because of this third or fourth strain.
This probably could be wave number 4. Yeah.
We're talking about, of course, our lovely. Help me out. What's the word I'm looking for? COVID thing. Walmart has selectively picked stores in high-risk areas, and we're now enforcing masks.
Once again,
the first thing I heard this morning was, today's our first day. The employees have to wear masks. And Carol, one of my coworkers, was like in the back room.
Yeah.
Well, we don't. If we have to wear masks, but they don't, we're going to hide and blah, 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 blah. Well, by the time we were open, we had Jim back at the front doors asking guests or customers to put on a mask as well.
Okay. All right. So
we're not just singling out the employees. This is an everybody thing again.
Right.
So of course you're going to get the resistant. I'm not going to wear that.
I don't need to wear a mask.
It's
That's
like
against my
it's
freedom.
like we're starting all over again.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to keep my job, so I'm not going to complain and bitch and moan. But I will roll my eyes because we've been through this before. And you know what? You know how many strains of flu are out there?
Hundreds.
Thousands. And
of the ordinary flu.
And there's no cure for the ordinarily flu. There's no cure for it.
Now, this is my thoughts about what's going on. Like any flu, it's impossible to fully eradicate it.
That's right.
However, a lot of it gets stopped by your ordinary flu vaccine. Since a lot of people, even before the pandemic, took the vaccine, just a normal precautionary thing, some of that strain dies off and some of that strain evolves.
Yep.
This is nothing different from the ordinary.
Yep.
The alpha strain, not our good friend, King Alpha, who is awesome, but the alpha strain of the coronavirus, our first one. Okay, that makes sense. It's the first thing to attack the world and such like that. Then we get vaccine. We get vaccinated for the alpha variant of the coronavirus. Okay, that makes sense. We help eradicate it to some degree, but it's not fully gone. But about half the fucking population does not get vaccinated. So you know what happens? The virus understands, because a virus is not, it is a living being to a degree. It's not smart, but it is smart enough to evolve.
It's just like
it's evolution.
But beyond that, what is it? What's the thing that not fleas? What's the other thing people get in their hair?
Lice.
There's a little medicine you can buy, the special shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
Every year they have to update the formula because what do the lice do? They build up a resistance to it.
Yeah. They adapt. Every year. Viruses do the same thing. There's a reason why the common cold, you still get it. We've probably experienced 40,000 common colds so far in our lifetimes, and you experience another 40,000 more. But of that, you may only feel 100 in your lifetime being something significant that got you sick. You know what? This is nothing different. A lot of people tell me on the bus, where did this Delta variant come from? Do you know? I don't know. I frankly just do not know. I'm like, well, I don't know either. Till it hit me this morning. The only reason why that this has been going on as long as it has, because of the unvaccinated. Because those being vaccinated will not get the alpha variant. Because you know what? That builds up your immune system to handle it. Almost to the degree that you can have it and never feel a single symptom.
Right.
At that point, we become carriers, to which we get unvaccinated people sick. That makes sense. It is shown that vaccinated people can get the virus, but it is such a small subset of a subset of a subset that it happens so rarely that it's it's part of a statistic that almost doesn't even matter because it's just that rare.
Yep.
However, what does a virus do when it cannot attack as many people? It eventually mutates to do one thing, to get around whatever stopgap that went between us and it. And it's going to evolve in a way that it can still attack us.
This is literally Jurassic Park in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You know, life.
We'll find a way.
It will find a way.
Is it a Christopher Walken?
No, it's what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum. Life. It finds a way.
It is fucking everything, including the spores in the air.
That's right.
So,
it's having sex with itself.
Yes. Like a slug. Or a worm.
Or a sloth.
Or sloth.
Sloth with both sexes.
They're fucking each other's holes.
Yep. It's fucking its own hole.
It's fucking its own hole.
Repeatedly.
It's like a never-eating... It's like a never-ending eating snake, except it's a never-ending penis going into a vagina. Or an anus. Which then somehow finds its way out the mouth. Then it double penetrates itself. Yeah, it's just a weird thought.
That paints an ugly picture.
Oh!
Someone needs to...
draw that?
Yep.
So...
commission someone for that.
So people tell me, where is this Delta variant coming from? And for a while, I was being smooth-brained and not sure myself. But the more I thought about it, it's like, well, it makes sense. There's Darwinism. The evolution. If you can evolve to your surroundings or to your environment, you will survive. A virus is a living thing, and it wants to survive.
Much like the human race.
Much like the human race.
We're a virus to this planet.
Right. Well, technically, in that point, life is a virus to itself and whatever environment it's living in. Yeah. And sometimes even the natural environment is finding a way to get rid of us. And a virus could just be exactly that.
Yeah, we're a virus.
Yeah. I mean, we don't treat this planet very, very well. I do my best to keep the planet clean. Yeah, I drive a car, but you know what? I'm not guzzling gas like it's going out of style.
As a whole, the human race
is very much not being friendly with this planet, and it will spit us out.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
It'll last well beyond us.
So, in this case, as we mentioned in the last episode, it is possible that whatever strides in success that we've made with reverting back to what we think is normal, we're going to be regressing back into what was normal last year. Possibly. I don't think it's going to get to the same draconian, and to our degree, our own draconian way of handling the virus was just telling people to stay home. But we still travel the fuck around, or else in China, they literally padlock people in their own homes just to make sure they won't go anywhere. Hey, you want food? We'll give you food anyway. Just stay in the house. You want toilet paper? No, you don't get no toilet paper.
You know how many families come in? Full families. I'm talking grandparents, parents,
aunts, uncles, grandchildren.
The entire family trees are all showing up in our store.
Including the family tree in a bucket.
Yep, the tree itself.
On a cart.
Let's all go to the Walmart.
And it just knocks over lights and whatnot.
And the little kids are touching every apple, every pear, everything they can get their little mitts on.
The germ sacks. And we were all once germ sacks, but we got common sense.
Mom, look, cherries. And they're just like throwing the cherries everywhere.
It almost seems like an Oprah moment. Check under your seats! Bees! Ah! Bees. And that one person that's disappointed of, oh, I got bees.
I got bees.
Just bees flying everywhere. Oh, that's a fantastic gif.
Yes. Because she's going like this. She's like, bees.
Hey. And everyone's like, ah!
That would be a good thumbnail right there.
What?
That.
Ah! And then bees coming out of your hand.
You could do that too. Go back in the playback, screenshot that frame.
Bees! And then just CGI bees from my hand.
Yeah.
Oh God. We need production money for that.
No, we don't. You've got me.
That's true.
We can make I'll do little MS Paint bees everywhere.
Aw, okay. Well, that's fine.
Little smiley faces on every one of them.
Oh, okay. I like that.
They do like the old
bumblebees.
Like the old style animation where they have like each one of them has like a stinger coming out of their nose.
And they have like little squiggly wings and whatnot. But they're really big fat bees, but they're adorable.
Yeah, they have like evil smiles on all their faces. We're gonna sting you.
We will use our stinger as our phallus into your skin.
You know, as a kid, I remember getting stung by a bee. Like I was riding on my bike. This was coming home from school one day, and I remember I got stung like right in the arm. And I always had this, and I think this is actually an untrue. I always was under the impression that a bee can only sting once.
Right.
Like the standard bee, not a wasp, not a hornet, but like your standard bee can only sting you once and they lose the stinger.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Some of them, when they push out their stinger, it rips a bit of the inside of their abdomen to a point that they die a few minutes later because it's integral to their internal systems, which is actually kind of shame because bees are actually quite useful in society. We love bees. Bees are very cute.
Useful beyond Oprah. Bees.
Wasps on the no, not wasps. Hornets are still useful.
Yellow jackets.
The yellow jackets are assholes.
Yep, useless. They can all die.
Wait, the yellow jackets and wasps. The wasps can be fuckheads too. Yep. They can go too. But the hornets and the bees, we like them. And if you are a bee furry, you are the most important thing on this planet. Go pollinate things right now for us. Yes. And then come fly over to us and then give us flowers. Yes. Or like maybe honey.
Honey on toast.
Honey on toast. And we can give you some too.
And in tea.
And in tea. We'll give you a tea as well.
And in my penis hole.
If you are into that, find him when his pants are down and then go to town with his penis hole. If you are a bee. If you are a bee furry.
Is that a fart?
No.
Oh.
I thought you did one.
No, it wasn't me.
I knocked the table, so.
Oh, okay. We're not there yet.
Yes. So pandemic is still ongoing. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of dumb, but you know what? People are dumb in general anyway, so.
Wasps. Did I ever tell you about the time I got attacked by wasps?
Let's talk about wasps.
So my uncle used to be the football coach for this high school that I went to high school at. That he was principal when I was going to school there. But well before I went to school there, he was just the football coach. And they had these hollow pipes that they used for the hand railing on the bleachers, wasp nests on either end of it. And I remember long after the games were over, the football game, I would walk down the bleachers and I would bang the pipe because it was just a pipe. I'm just like boom, 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 boom. When I got down to the end, there the wasps were. Pissed off. Who the hell is banging on our home? And they chased me and stung me, and I think I got stung 37 times.
Oh, damn.
They said that it was a miracle that I lived. I blacked out. I got stung a few times. It was just like, zzz, zzz. I heard buzzing, and then all of a sudden, nothing. I passed out because they were just swarming. And somebody grabbed me, picked me up, got all the wasps off me, and got me out of there.
That's nice.
37 stings.
Where was all the stings?
All over my body.
All over?
Mostly my arms and my chest.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
And my face. A lot all over my face.
The poos face was very much engulfed in.
Yeah. It was, I don't really remember. I can't say it. It was scary because I remember hearing them, and I remember experiencing a few stings, but then I just passed out.
Yeah. Oof.
But I survived, and here I am to loaf another day.
Aw. All of the loafing pussies.
Yes. So yeah, my work is doing the new mask, the mask thing again, all over again.
My job, which drivers and passengers on the buses must wear masks too, because of course public transportation. And
weren't they thinking about lifting the mandate?
They were thinking about lifting the mandate the first week of September, just to see how it would go. Because of course, with Summerfest being that month, which normally is
how is this going to go for county fair, or not county fair, for state fair?
For state fair, which is upcoming.
Yeah.
Like this week.
Yeah.
I
imagine they're going to keep.
I think it's so close.
Too late to cancel it now.
Yeah. I think they're
Can you imagine all the farmers and businesses would be pissed off?
Yeah. Frankly, they're better off just letting it happen.
They have to.
Because it's just so late in the game that you just can't.
It's already set in cement.
People are already banking on this to happen.
Businesses thrive on the state fair.
At this point, Summerfest would have to cancel right now. Because that's starting the first weekend of September.
Yeah.
Which is the very first time that Summerfest is ever happening in September. Normally it's in July. Which actually is really, really fun for Summerfest, which I might go to a KISS concert. I have to buy tickets, but you know what?
KISS is still playing?
Their final time.
Wow.
If you want, you can come with me on a Sunday.
That would be pretty cool.
You know what? I'll buy 4 tickets. It'll be me, Tigi, and 2 other people that would be interested in wanting to go.
How old are those guys? My God.
In their 70s.
Oh my God.
And it's their End of the World tour too. So
fitting.
Yeah, it's fitting because they wanted to play last year. Well, of course, nothing happened last year. So they said, you know what? It's going to happen this year.
No.
And I'm going to be damned to not go.
Yeah.
So I am going to be buying tickets pretty soon. And
what if they cancel that?
They'll have to push it back. Otherwise, they'll have no farewell tour, and they'll just leave it at that. Which would piss off a lot of people that paid for tickets. So actually, they would still have to happen somehow. It just means they're going to postpone it. The problem is, it's a month away.
Yeah.
Right now, they cancel now, or they don't cancel at all.
Yeah.
So really, it's like State Fair. You can't back out.
No.
There's just no way to really do that. So, if you're interested, I can get.
How much are tickets?
For good seats that are not so good seats, but better than nosebleeds, is about
$60, $70.
Anywhere from $40 to $93. But then you'll just pay me back. But I'll pay for the tickets to make sure that I do get them, and then just
my only question is, it's an evening concert, right?
Maybe. So
rough. I'd be sleeping.
It's up to you. Otherwise, if you're not able to go, I'll find 2 locals who would want to come. So I definitely want to go because I've never seen Kiss in concert. It's much like not saying the Cranberries before Dolores O'Neely, or the lead singer of the Cranberries, died. I regret never getting tickets for that concert and had my dad be the one to schedule it, and he never did because he can be a klutz at times. Then
your dad a klutz? Never.
Oh my God, he gets silly sometimes. I absolutely love my dad, but holy cow, he is a total klutz.
He's the person.
Actually, he's never been so much a klutz than he is now. He never was the klutz until like the last 20 years.
Don't say never, because he did drop something on your foot.
Yeah, he did destroy my foot once.
Yeah.
So there was that, and
once
then
a klutz, always a klutz.
Then we collectively said no going in 2015 for the Clockwork Angels Rush Tour, which the only if they played in Milwaukee, we probably would have gone, but they were only playing in Chicago, and the tickets for nosebleeds, for lawn tickets, $200 a piece in Chicago, which means we'd have to pay $25 to get there, deal with traffic, on top of paying $200 a piece for tickets for some of the most nosebleed seats we would have ever been at a concert. But you know what? Looking back, Neil Peart's been gone for more than a year.
Yeah.
That band is never coming back. And you know what? After that one concert tour, they stopped playing in 2015. That was the final year. And we didn't know they were going to cancel, like no longer wanting to play for concerts. It was after
it wouldn't be the same.
It was actually the last 3 concerts. Did they mention, you know what? We're never going to play again. We're just going to finish off our last 3 concerts. They played Losing It in the last 3 concerts they've ever done. They were able to hire a violinist to play the unplayable song ever at a Rush concert, Losing It, which required, for the very final time, the original violinist in the 1982 making of the album, Ben Mink. He was able to finally join the band live for the very first time and only time to play Losing It, which is a fitting song for such a great band. Because Losing It is a song about decline in everything, life, social aspects, health.
Couldn't be more pertinent to
yes.
this now.
It couldn't be more poetic. It is literally poetic beauty of decline in everything you know. This is going from boom in popularity, and then once you've reached full relevancy, you get the crushing decline of being an unknown, being forgotten, irrelevant. And you know what? Rush played their hearts out to that tune because they know one day, which they'll never be, it's Rush.
Yeah.
I'm even wearing a Rush shirt, but they wanted to play that song that many people have always been asking, why don't you ever play that song? It's the only song in their whole history they've never played live in a concert, and they finally did. And it's a show that I never even... But hey, I can't blame them because I don't think they knew this was their last tour as well.
Yeah.
Because Neil Peart was saying, hey, look, my arthritis in my hands and arms is getting so bad. It's painful to play these 2-hour-long, 3-hour-long concerts. Yeah. Sometimes 4 or 5 hours long. They play their hearts out at that times. And after a while, they're like, yeah, I can't do this for very, very long. Then they decided, is it better to let this be our final tour and our final 3 concerts? And they were all okay with that. Yeah. And I'm still kicking myself in the ass for never going to Chicago, even though it would have been a truly pain in the ass. It would have been a fitting end to actually go to the last concert, which, again, regret in life.
How old did you say the guys from Kiss are?
70s. Definitely 70s. I don't know when in their 70s, but 70s. And this being their final tour, I've never been to a Kiss concert, but I want to go. In fact, Kiss also helped Rush become relevant in the 1970s.
I remember you mentioned
because Rush was the opening act for Kiss.
Yep.
From 1974 to 1978. Without Kiss, Rush may not have been so relevant at concerts, at festivals.
Yep.
Because my dad went to Rush and Kiss concerts back in the late 70s. So actually, you know what? This is full circle. You know what? To helping one of my favorite bands become relevant, I'm going to want to go to the last concert of a band that made them. Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, this is just a big push to want to do that. So
might as well.
So tickets are expensive, but you know what? This will never happen again. Yeah. And a lot of the music that I like, all these bands are dying. Yeah. They're either retiring or they're all finally dying off. This is my last chance to go see Kiss. I'd never seen Kiss before. I want to go see Kiss. So
you should.
I definitely want to. And I don't know if my dad and his girlfriend would go. I will buy 2 more tickets. I'm hoping to get my Tiki out with me to go. I don't think she's a Kiss fan so much. I'm sure she maybe appreciates the band, but she's not a fan of Kiss, but I'm sure she might go with me anyway as, something to do. But
Kiss is very, very important in rock and roll history.
That too. Yeah.
Hugely important.
And you know what? Amazingly, there's a lot of tickets still available.
As a young kitten, I remember seeing the cover of Kiss, any Kiss album, and I was a uneducated and scared poos.
In fact, here, I'm going to bring out one of my Kiss albums out.
I was very scared by the tongues sticking out and the face paint. But that was their signature thing. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, you got a vinyl.
I got a vinyl, and it's an original vinyl, too.
Wow.
It says double platinum, but you can also say double penetration. I got this one from my dad because he had a duplicate. Oh, yeah, look at that. You could barely, actually, no, you, oh, wait. Oh, well, you can barely kind of see that. More. You can sort of see the faces. There we go. Yeah. Love Gun.
I was scared of him.
Aw.
I liked his star.
One of them's a cat. Yeah, a cat.
Who was the one that always stuck the tongue out? It was him, wasn't it?
Yep.
I was always terrified. Every time he stuck his tongue out, I was like, ah. The Devil's Music.
You know what I actually...
That's what they were considered in the 70s.
Yes.
The Devil's Music.
So this is Kiss. You know what I thought as a young Hoosk when I looked at this record? Mm-hmm. I thought the band name was called Kill. I thought, it's like, holy cow, they're really hardcore. But then my dad says, no, that's Kiss, you dumbass. And like, oh, well, that doesn't sound hardcore at all. But Kiss, what are they, homo? Actually, okay, so here's actually a funny thing about Kiss. When they went touring with Rush, after shows, the band members of Kiss would literally party their hearts out, doing drugs, fucking prostitutes, doing all the illegal things and stuff that bands would do.
Yeah, rock and roll, man. Rock and roll.
Rush, they hung out in their hotel rooms, talked philosophy, read books, and then just went to bed early. Then, what's it, Gene Simmons?
Yep.
Gene Simmons said to a documentary, you know, we actually thought that the members of Rush were all gay.
Did he really?
Because they didn't do anything. But then it finally struck him and said, you know what? Nah, they're okay. They're just doing their own thing. Because what we thought was normal was what every rock band did. Was something similar to what we did.
Right.
That's the first time where we met another band that didn't do any of that. Yep. And you know what? They were okay. But we all thought they were all gay. and that they were gay for each other.
Wow.
I absolutely love Neil Peart, but I have to do this to him. Like a gay orgy of Rush. And then suddenly Neil Peart comes out of the bathroom and he's holding a two-handed penis and he's using it as drumsticks at someone's ass.
A double-headed dildo.
And it's going to be the big end down because he always plays his drumsticks. Fat end touching the drums. He never did tip to tip onto drum. It was always the ends of the drumstick.
Really? He flipped his sticks always?
Because when he was young, he would always break the tips of his sticks. So he just, because
he was hard on him.
So throughout life, he's only played with the drumsticks the other way. And he's one of very, very few drummers to ever do that.
Wow.
And the only reason why he did that was just because, well, snap a lot of sticks. So I realized you get more use out of them if you play the other way.
True.
So it's just stuff that I'm kind of looking forward to. What are some bands that you almost had a chance to go see that are no longer playing? Like, are either disbanded or members have gone and passed, which means making a reunion almost impossible.
I don't know if REM is still a thing.
I'm not sure.
I think they still are. I don't know.
I'm going to look.
It's been a while since R.E.M. put out a new album, I think. The only bands I've gotten to see at all were Nine Inch Nails, which I believe is still in existence.
Oh, yeah. I think they're still relevant.
And God, I know I've been to more than one concert.
Years active, 1980 to 2011.
Who's that?
R.E.M.
So they did stop.
So they did stop eventually, but
Michael Stipe. That guy was another tormented soul. I don't know if he's still around.
Michael Stipe, he's still alive.
Yeah. I think he stopped.
Bill Berry's alive. Peter Buck is still alive. Mike Mills, he's still alive. And non-musical members, Burtis Down, he's still alive. And Jefferson Holt. Doesn't say. I think he's still alive, but they don't mention a death date. So they're still around. Now, Nine Inch Nails, I think they're still playing.
I think they are too.
Depeche
Mode I almost got to see, but they're still in existence too.
Oh, yeah, they're actually still relevant. Yeah. Members and past members. Sounds like they're still on. Oh, years active since 1988. So they're still ongoing.
Yeah.
Depeche Mode. That's a given, but
yeah.
Depeche
They just put out another album last year.
They've been around since 1980, and they're still present.
Wow.
So that's fantastic. They've only had 2 past members, but they still have 3 members in their band. Yeah. Fantastic music from them. Fantastic music. So you really only saw Nine Inch Nails in concert, but beyond that, you really didn't see many other bands.
I thought I saw one other concert. I'm drawing a blank right now, though. I can't remember.
The number of bands that I have seen, I could probably count on one paw. Obviously, Rush. I've seen Rush since 2006 to 2014. The Police, during their grand reunion tour of only one tour of 2007. 2007, I saw All American Rejects, which kind of killed me from listening from the music ever again, because I like their music, but holy cow, were they swearing sailors?
Oh, I understand.
And and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw them before All American Rejects.
Were they always shirtless?
What's that?
The Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were renowned for being shirtless.
I don't remember, but I was like 11, 12 years old, or maybe 13 at the time, at the Eagles Ballroom, and everyone was smoking weed. Even my dad's like, oh, wow, someone's got some really good shit. And I'm like, what do you mean? But that was before I realized it was actually pot, but holy cow. This is a time when you can still smoke inside, and no one gave a fuck about smoking weed, because that also merged with the smell of cigarette smoke too. Yeah. So there was Rush, The Police, All American Rejects, Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Passion Pit, Muse, Lynyrd Skynyrd, which I didn't care about them, but I had tickets for the show, so I went to it. And holy cow, that was another show everyone was fucking high and chill. You know how a lot of people would go totally nuts? This show was totally mellow.
Nine Inch Nails was a mosh pit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you do the mosh pit, Poos?
I was scared.
You were like loafing in a corner. Hopefully no one ever noticed.
Well,
no, you were an edgy loaf. So you had spikes in your loaf.
No. I had left the main grounds because of the pre-show.
What was pre-show?
The pre-show, it was a band before, but before this first band, they had a live freak show. Circus performance. people lifting weights with piercings, like body piercings, nipple piercings, and they'd lift like 90 pounds, 100 pounds.
Someone lifting a semi-truck with their nipples?
With their balls.
Oh yeah, the balls.
Yeah, I just got
nauseous.
I got woozy and lightheaded, and I felt like I was going to pass out.
So then you loafed, and
so
you reported John, and you did.
Yep. I couldn't handle it. I didn't even know what to expect.
That would make me feel kind of sick too. I don't blame you for that.
And so I didn't get to make it all the way back up to the front till like halfway through 9 Inch Nails. Oh, I've been to more than one concert. This is embarrassing to admit too, but no, 2, 3, no 4.
Okay, all right. Well, let's actually hear them.
The other one was that boy band that didn't last so long. Blockbuster got tickets, and it was, 98 Degrees. They were like in the vein of Backstreet Boys and what's the other boy band?
In Sync.
In Sync. 98 Degrees. That was in like 89. No, I'm sorry. 99 or 2000.
When the peak boy band was still a thing, but after that, I think they kind of met their peak.
I saw Backstreet Boys with my cousin John. That was a good concert, I'll admit. It was good. I saw Celine Dion.
I did see Celine Dion too. Yep.
And it was a really good concert. She's an excellent performer.
Yep.
I saw Cher.
I didn't see Cher. Did you see Weird Al Yankovic?
No, I did not.
I saw him at Summerfest a few years ago.
Guess who opened for Cher? Guess who always opens for Cher? Always.
I have no idea.
Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, wow.
Cher,
I love her music.
Cher will only have Cyndi Lauper open for her. Only. No one
else
good. Is
allowed.
Worthy to open for Cher than Cyndi.
Okay. All right. That's pretty cool.
They have a very close-knit relationship and friendship.
Much like how Kiss and Rush worked together for almost their early careers.
But this is why. Cyndi Lauper gives an amazing concert. In fact,
it works up the crowd.
Right. She gives, in fact, a longer performance even. Cyndi does like an hour and 20, hour and 30, 35 minutes set. Cher only does 60 minutes and she's done. Cher does no encores. Once Cher says the concert is over, the concert is over. Only reason I knew this is because when we went to see them, these two guys were sitting next to us, and it was me and Tim Johnson you met at Pride. There was somebody else with us, probably somebody who was dating. These two guys behind us were just going crazy because of Cyndi Lauper, which rightfully so.
Cyndi Lauper's good.
Cyndi Lauper. And every song, she leaves the stage immediately, goes right out to the crowd, and it's just hand after hand after hand, just touching everybody, reaching out to everybody, holding the microphone out to people, letting them sing. Just
weird stuff.
Just an amazing, welcoming performer. Amazing. Great. Probably did 10 encores, which means 10 extra songs.
Really?
Yeah. You think you didn't do good enough from Goonies? Good enough. You didn't.
I have something to tell you after
good enough for you.
For
good enough.
An encore.
For me, it's good enough. Good enough for me. Oh, yeah.
There's actually one other band
that I'm talking about.
No.
From Goonies?
Oh, it's been a little
Goonies? Good enough.
It's been a while.
You didn't recognize that?
No.
I just sang it for you.
The song just didn't. It's a song that I don't listen to, so.
It's the opening number in Goonies, the beginning of the movie. We have to watch Goonies now.
Again.
Yep.
Okay. So there was
the Truffle Shuffle.
There was one other band that's actually a cover band of Rush called Animate Me. Or no, the band is a really well-known cover band that only Rush will say, yeah, these guys are fantastic. Besides Run for Cover, is Animation, which they played a 2-hour concert at Summerfest at the same time as Weird Al Yankovic. So I'm in the middle of the crowd, both listening to Weird Al and Animation.
Wow.
And I was being very happy because I was literally listening to 2 concerts at the same time.
That's crazy.
The last time I went to the Bradley Center for a concert was to see Muse, which also the same place where I got to saw Passion Pit, which I like their music too. However, Muse has no band I have ever witnessed has got it on Muse.
Oh, I'm sure.
Muse live. It is maybe the best live performance I have ever witnessed, and I don't think will ever be beaten. Muse did a 3-hour-long concert.
Wow.
And then ended about midnight. We said, encore, encore, encore. Then they came back out.
Yep.
They played for another 2 hours.
Yep.
They played 5 fucking hours at the Bradley Center.
Oh my God.
This is 2010. And this is like the first time in 10 years since they've been to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
They played their hearts out, and we got to listen to maybe, I think, 3 or 4 albums worth of music.
That's amazing. That's a concert right there.
The light show was amazing. The graphics on the actual screens were mind-numbing to the degree that they were almost beautiful.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful music performance. The acoustics in the Bradley Center made it a bit weird, but you know what? It was nice.
It worked.
It was a fucking amazing concert.
I'm sure.
And it wasn't much money, which almost seemed like they only did it for their fans and only their fans.
That's awesome.
Because they should have charged us $400, $500 for the kind of concert
the amount of entertainment you guys got.
Yeah. And that's not including the 90 minutes of Passion Pit before the band. We were literally going through 6.5 hours of music.
So Passion Pit opened for Muse.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
And now, and this is before Passion Pit was a known band. Now, well, back then they were an unknown band, and
this is why I love concerts, because
you get a lot of unknown people.
Bands look out for other bands.
Yeah,
you know, just like you said, Kiss looked out for
Rush,
and you know, my God, you know, thank God for concerts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think the most bored I was at a concert was Leonard Skinner. But by now, this is also on a school night in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And me and a high school friend, Andrew Marquardt, we both drove down to downtown Milwaukee to the Summerfest grounds. And holy cow, we smelled so much weed. We got a contact high from it.
I'm sure.
And you know what? For, I think, a 2.5-hour concert. Actually, I've been to a lot of long concerts, but you know what? Money well spent.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I like a long concert because you get to listen to music. You have fun. You get a beer and whatnot. You enjoy yourself. Well, we were 17 at the time, so we couldn't get a beer, but we still enjoy the concert. Our clothes, our skin, our hair got impregnated by not only cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, but holy cow, they got some good Summerfest OG Kush. Half the crowd was sitting on their ass and literally didn't move the entire show. They were that stoned off their minds.
I'm sure.
And I don't even think Leonard Skinner's a kind of band that would kind of do that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But you know what?
Maybe not the band, but the listeners do.
Oh, yeah. They were totally chill.
Yeah.
It was only the music of the band that we heard. Yeah, there was a few, oh, yeah, woo. So you get a bit of that. At a Rush concert, the fans drown out the music from Rush because the fans go absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah.
That even Rush has to compete with their fans for loudness.
Yeah.
That's how devoted Rush fans are to their band. Leonard Skinner was the most quietest concert as far as fans are concerned. They were so quiet. They were just like,
Remember the cover band we heard at Summerfest like 4 years back?
Did we go together?
When we suited together? And
no, that was
Pride Fest.
That was at Pride Fest.
There was a cover band we ended up
walking upstairs to, and
yeah, it was really good.
They're pretty good. I forget. No. What was it? They did cover songs for. Was it Cyndi Lauper or was it Pat Benatar?
It was a bunch of different bands. It wasn't just one musician. They covered multiple musicians, I believe. But they were good.
They were fantastic, and it was an all women band too.
Yeah, they kicked ass.
They kicked a lot of ass. Oh my goodness, the drummer was literally beating the heart out of your chest.
Yeah.
The lead singer had absolutely beautiful chords. She could sing.
Yeah.
And the bass guitarist, man, she moved those fingers like it was on fire. They were talented musicians.
Beat the hell out of that bass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic group.
It was.
And I was blind in suit, and you were blind in suit. We didn't know what the hell we were looking at.
Didn't matter. We were having fun. It was great. It was a good time. The whole audience was super chill and digging them.
Yeah.
I love moments like that.
I need to write down every single concert I've been to and where, just to get an idea of how many concerts I've been, because I think I've been at least to like 15 or 20. Yeah. Or at least seen different shows and whatnot.
That's beyond your 2 sets of front paws.
Yes. That's going into my Pete's. my pubs and my Pete's.
Yep.
And I still like to go to as many concerts as I can of bands I enjoy listening to. The problem is, Passion Pit, they're normally selling out crowds now. They don't tour to Milwaukee anymore. Once they got big, they sideskip Milwaukee entirely. I don't even think they go to Chicago. There's one band that I absolutely love their music, The Naked and the Famous. And you know what? The only place where they play in the United States is California, in Los Angeles.
That's kind of sad.
And you know what? They don't play anywhere else in the States. They go tour around the world, but in the United States, they only do one concert of the whole year in the States.
I remember another concert I've been to.
What's that?
Jay Brannon.
No idea who that is.
He's a gay artist that is an original song artist, songwriter, and solo musician. He played in a really tiny venue in Chicago. I went with my little flip phone, took a selfie with him after the concert.
Was it the flip phone that slid up?
No,
with the fancy. It was an actual flip phone.
It was an actual flip phone.
I think I still have both my old flip phones.
I don't know where those are at anymore.
They will still power up. It's just the center buttons for selecting stuff died or stopped working. So they were all bricks. They were all Nokia.
This is one of the original, not one of the original. This is one of the few successful singer-songwriters. Started on Facebook, got a following, got a manager. She said, "You've got a tour. You've got too good a voice. People need to hear you." And she found the smallest venues possible, and
that's how Rush began.
Sold out every venue. He toured 14 cities every summer. 14.
That's awesome.
Like literally, every 3 days he moved to a different city. He would play for 3 days and go. And I was lucky enough to catch him in Chicago. And I'll still play some of his music. It's really good. I believe he's still writing songs and singing. Very much openly gay. Super talented, great voice, awesome songwriting, good stuff. You'd like him. I completely forgot about him. Jay Brannon.
So you have been to more than one concert and seen more than one band.
I've been on many of my pubs.
So I'm actually kind of glad because at least you know you have been to more than one concert, because I thought, wow, you only been to one concert and that was 9 Inch Nails.
It's one that was the most memorable, I guess.
The only one that kind of stood out, but
yeah, but
it's cool that you've been to more, because it's like I've been to. That's maybe it's either 7 or 8 bands that I've seen.
Actually, what? Because of Pride Fest in Chicago,
Yeah.
I've seen Scissor Sisters play live.
The Drag Queens?
No, the band, Scissor Sisters.
Oh.
Which
the one that we went to?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't get to
We
see
did
it.
see some drag queens sing.
No, Scissor Sisters is just a band. Nothing like this. A band. You actually like some of their songs. I played it for one of the fur parades, and hopefully without being demonetized.
You can only play a 3-second clip.
I'm just gonna find it and play it quietly so it won't even show up on here. Oh God, YouTube.
You know what? Why don't you show me afterwards, so that way we don't get this episode demonetized.
I won't. Just so you remember, because you like them.
But it's cool that we've been to as many concerts as we have.
Does that sound familiar? The title of the song?
No.
I don't feel like dancing.
It's cool that we've been to as many concerts as we have, because a lot of these bands are not getting any younger. Rush is one of my favorite bands. With the passing of Neil Peart, there's no way that they'll get back together. There's been, tabloids of like, oh yeah, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee is singing about maybe bringing back Rush just to do some experimental music with someone else. And it's like, no, it wouldn't be.
Played in your ear.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of nice.
Do you remember this?
No.
That's good.
It's just.
So I got to see them at a Pride Fest in Chicago. They played for a good hour and a half.
I think if you know a band. Oh, another one. I saw Styx. Wow. I saw Styx also at the Bradley Center, and that was the last time I've set foot in the Bradley Center before they actually tore it down. This was 2019.
Bradley Center is the same place where the not minor league, the hockey team used to play.
Milwaukee the Admirals, yeah.
Yeah.
Now they play at the Wisconsin Center, I believe. That was the last time I saw an Admirals game, because there was an Admirals game first, and then a Styx concert afterwards.
Wow.
We sat on our ass for like 4 hours in that seat.
Wow. But
you know what? So it is about 8 bands I've actually seen. That was the last Admiral game and the last concert I had been to the Bradley Center in downtown Milwaukee before they tore that down. Literally a month after. Wow. After that, it was just literally a hole in the ground.
At that point?
Oh yeah, there was an expiration date in that whole complex.
Wow.
That they say, you know what, it's getting old. We're not renovating anymore.
Don't be here on this date because you'll be knocked out by it.
And they tore it down within about a month after that last game. And I think there was maybe one more game that was maybe played, I think, within a week of the closing. Uh-oh. Aw. So.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Be right back. I gotta pee.
It's the cat platter.
It's the cat platter.
He's going to go to his box. So for those listening to this podcast, we've been talking about music for a while. I regret not going to see the Cranberries when they were getting back together for one more tour. I was lucky to have gone to see the Police for their 2007 reunion tour, which of course they all hated each other. The Cranberries coming back for the final time in 2009 was their final tour as bandmates, and then retired the band after that one tour. Then in 2016 or 2017, or was it 2018, the lead singer Dolores had passed away. She was like in her late 40s or in her early 50s or something like that. She wasn't really that old. She just died suddenly. And that's that kind of regret where if you don't get tickets to something you like, they will never play again because something might happen. It's like with Neil Peart. He died from brain cancer in 2020. January 2nd of 2020. And you know what? That was actually kind of depressing as it was, because then I realized we should have gone in 2015. And looking online to see what concerts that you like to go to. See what are playing in your local city or in the nearest city in another state. You may do some driving. You may need to pay a lot of money. You may need to pay for parking. Their tickets may be $200+ for bench or grass seats. If you've never been to a concert with grass seats, oh boy, it's amazing. I don't know if I do it again, but it was actually fun. I tore out a lot of grass. But if you learn one thing from me, you like a concert, just buy tickets and just go see it and enjoy yourself, because you may not know when the next chance will come. Because, unfortunately, life is a fickle bitch, and it may take someone that you really care about the most. You're better off doing whatever you want. Money is not an object, because you know what? You're going to say it was well worth it in the end. And that's all well worth it. I'm not that regretful, but I wish I would have gone. But never happened. But I've been to enough concerts to a lot of good bands to say, you know what? Okay. Missing out on the Cranberries and missing out on one Rush concert, not the worst thing. But knowing that, you know, a reunion and the final tour, oof. You really, really want to go, because that would be the final one to go to. So, and with Kiss being their final tour, I'm not taking any chances. I definitely want to go, because, again, when's that chance ever going to happen to see some of your favorite bands?
Right.
And there are not many bands out there that are still going. And those that still might be playing may not play in your local area. You may need to travel. It's like seeing the Naked and the Famous. Oh, the only place in the United States that will go to tour is in California. I don't know why. There's more to the United States than California, and California is totally overrated. Why don't you play New York City, Atlanta, Cleveland, Chicago, St. Louis,
the big cities,
Dallas,
all the big cities,
Boulder, Nevada, Sacramento, Portland. There we go.
Miami.
Any of these,
Miami,
Knoxville,
Montreal.
Well, that's Canada. At that point, if they have a Canadian tour, they'd have their own, Canadian tour schedule.
Montreal.
It's interesting that some bands will not want to travel more than they need to. But what would be the point of traveling around the world? But United States is a big country. You might make more money if you just travel across the whole country. But some don't want to waste their time in this country, but just with the way how it seems. It's like with the Naked and the Famous. They're from New Zealand. So they have world tour. But why do they only go visit one place? They don't even go to Canada. They just go to the United States for one stop. They don't even go to Canada. That's just weird.
Something.
What's that?
I got to see Shiny Toy Guns.
I
got to see Shiny Toy Guns the second year they were together. They were at Pride Fest at the other end of the road.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Scissor Sisters at one end, and Shiny Toy Guns at the other end. There was one other. Oh, Taylor Dane, 1980s artist Taylor Dane.
Really?
What is that song? Taylor Dane. Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one.
That song, I know that song.
Is this really love or just a game? She plays at every single Chicago Pride Fest. Every single one. Taylor Dane is there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I can count on all my pubs.
Aw.
See, that song you knew right away.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic.
It certainly is.
Late 80s, early 90s. I want to say it's like 89, 90.
I'm sure. It definitely, the beats definitely sounds like late 80s to me.
God, even the hair. Look at the hair. Look at the crazy hair.
That's late 80s.
Crimped long bangs in the front, and then messy long curls, waves in the
bangs.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did
Let's pull out one of these.
Tell It to My Heart come out? 1988. I called it.
There we
End
go.
of the 80s into the 90s, where we thought music was going. Between her and MC Hammer. Doom, 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 doom. Can't touch this. Wow, that's a beautiful record.
It's even it's even got hand engraved something on the inner ring. I don't think that's standard.
I love vinyl so much.
That or you see this hand etching?
Oh, the numbers in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every vinyl had those.
I've never seen anything like that, but record. We got 4 people on the chat. Woo!
You have no idea what that does to me, just seeing a vinyl.
Or a tape cassette?
No, vinyl.
Aw.
Because that's the first music format I was introduced to. And when I was allowed to get my own record player in my own room.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a big deal.
Good times were had by me and Herman.
Can you explain you and Herman and your special relationship and what you did to that poor Herman?
Screamed at my bird.
So who was So who is Herman?
Herman was my little blue parakeet.
How big was his borb?
He was yay big.
Aw. And what did you do to Herman?
Herman.
What was some of your favorite pastimes while listening to music with Herman, the bird?
Well, I mean, Herman, he would ride the record player.
Okay.
Both at 33 1/3 and 45 speeds.
Oh my God, we got 5 people. Oh, and he's gone. Oh, hey, at least we had 5 people at one point. You know what? That's the most people we've ever. Oh, we lost another.
You're scaring him away. You're talking about my.
Oh, and we lost. Oh, damn it! Now we're back to 2 now. Shit.
So he would ride my record player.
Yeah.
And I would also scream Olivia Newton-John Heart Attack at him while putting him under the windowsill and just like screaming at him.
So
heart attack.
No.
Heart attack.
I will be Herman. Okay, so I am Bird.
Must have died and gone to heaven. What a way to go. Heart attack. Heart attack. You're giving me a heart attack.
There we go. Now, was that an accurate representation of what Herman did?
Yeah, because he didn't know what else to do, so he would just smile through all of it.
So he's just like, I am a bird. Just like, ooh, okay, I like this. Ooh, he's actually screaming at me. It's my time. Yeah, eat me. Yeah.
That's something else I would do. I would let him sit in my mouth.
Yeah.
And pick all the food off my tongue.
That bird was way too trusting.
He would sit like feet planted on my teeth, like here. And sometimes I'll close my mouth on his little head. I was like, whoop. And then he would squeeze his head out. I never ate him. I didn't bite his head off or anything.
But I'm sure he was like, it's my time. Yeah. And he just like come right in.
He would I'd build Lego houses around him, and he would I would try to keep it so that there was always a perch in there for him, and he could always get out. I'd leave a window for him. I did everything with that bird, and he was so patient. You know, God love him wherever he is now. He was a good soul.
He is looking at himself in the mirror.
He definitely is looking at himself in the mirror because that's the one thing he loved.
Was looking at himself.
Was looking at himself and singing to himself.
And getting hard to himself.
And rubbing his little bird peen on the perch. Yep, he was a good bird. Actually, come to think of it, he was probably a girl. Because him and Muffin never made it. So they were probably
2 females.
They were probably both 2 females.
Mm-hmm.
Because we thought Muffin was. No, wait. No, they're probably both males. Because Muffin ended up being a male.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're probably both males. Because we thought Muffin was a girl. Muffin was my sister's bird. She called Muffin the unripe banana.
Aw.
Because he
was a bit
he had
green and yellow.
he had one little green spot. The rest of him was yellow.
Aw.
So
He was in the shape of a banana.
He was in the shape of a banana. He was the unripe banana.
Aw, that's adorable.
Mm-hmm. And Muffin, when my sister would be, I would stay home from school because I was sick. My mom would just let me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would play with Muffin. And I remember chasing after Muffin one day, and Muffin stopped and changed direction, and I didn't stop with him. And I stepped on Muffin's little foot and broke Muffin's leg.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt awful, and then I quickly picked the bird up, put it back in the cage, and Muffin immediately laid on the perch sideways to let Muffin's leg heal.
Mm-hmm.
And when Heather found out, she was like, "Mom, what's wrong with Muffin?" We took Muffin to a
animal vet,
a veterinarian. He put a little tape around Muffin's leg.
Uh-huh.
It healed probably within a week, if even
Aww.
that. And from then on, whenever Muffin was relaxed, out of habit, he would still put one leg out, kind of lay on his perch and sing to the perch.
Aww.
It was very cute. And then, like all birds do this anyway, to keep their beak sharp, they would rub it against the perch.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It was a good bird. Thank God I didn't kill him. I would have felt really awful. I felt bad enough just stepping on his little foot.
Aww. The poos was just a bigger poos to the small borb.
Well, luckily, I didn't eat the burbs like some cats do.
Aww, and the other birds are like, yes, it's our time.
And then they just have feathers sticking out of their mouths.
And probably head bobbing in the mouth. It's like, yeah, it's our time.
We're almost going on 2 hours here.
Yeah, I think we did decide on wanting just to do this for a 90-minute episode. We're a little bit over that, but you did a pee break, so figured we'd just make up for a little bit of that. So I'm thinking we could probably cut this for now. And then Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, we'll do a 2-hour special with I don't know, maybe we might invite another guest host just for the 1-year anniversary, just for shits and giggles. I'm not sure who it would be. I can see if Wolf's around. I can see if Lilia could be around. I saw him the other day going to the Racine County Fair, and actually it was kind of fun. I'd never been to the Racine County Fair. It was fun. I took pictures of tractors. A lot of them had raised butt cracks in the middle seat. Oh my God, it was beautiful. So 1-year anniversary this Wednesday afternoon. I'm either looking at the start time of around anywhere from 6 to 6:30, depending on if I can get off of work and get home by then. I'll let Wolf and maybe Lilia know if they're available to come. We can do a small group gathering and do a 1-year anniversary of the show and just be weird and wild about it. So I think we can maybe do something like that. And then cut it off at 8 o'clock because I know you want to go to bed by then.
No, that would be Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I work on Thursday.
So we'll do this a 2-hour special. We'll make it somehow work. I don't know. It really depends on how early I'm starting tomorrow or how late I'm starting tomorrow. And probably with, the hours they give me, it may or may not even happen. I would like to have it happen, but there's no guarantee. But I'm hoping it can happen depending on time. So, because otherwise, August 4th is actually literally the 1-year anniversary of doing the show. And I think it'd be fun just to kind of reflect upon the year.
Yeah.
just, bring in a whole new year of we did something and we did stuff with friends and what. So let's maybe plan something with that, see how it goes. And if something don't plan out, we can do it for the next day.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, but it would be fun to do it on the day of. So anyway, I think we're going to sign off. You have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, in this case, I am Dustin the Husky.
I'm Kurt Sourpuss.
This has been another episode of the Zooming Who's podcast. Thanks for tuning in this evening. And see you in a few days. Bring in the hype. Because 1 year of doing something is full of hype anyway. I'm going to try to at least advertise this beforehand to get as many people just to kind of watch. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's a show about nothing. Just show up, be entertained, and just have fun. So anyway, we'll see you in a few days, and we'll let you know on the Twitter and on the Telegram of when things are going to happen. So we'll see you then. Okay, so how do we end the stream? It's right here. Silly Hoosk sounds. Oh.
Can't stop recording.